All right, guys, here's a little follow-up to something that I showed you guys earlier. I don't know, probably 4 or 5 days ago. And I had talked about it as being confusion in the marketplace by the big money, right? I call it the LOC, the land of confusion. And this was the LOC right here. This is crude oil. And if you remember, I was talking about how out of the 7 ticks you have in this bar, that 5 of them are colored, right? So you had a big fight there. You had a big fight, and we didn't know whether the Bulls were going to win or the Bears were going to win. But I also told you that ultimately that location would come back into play at a later time. Now we're going to scroll over, and if you remember in the video, I was showing how once we broke down below it, we came up to it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, and then what happened? We broke hard, right? We came down to those areas where all the shorts were put on and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to continue this on, and I'm going to show you something. You see, we broke above it here. We came back down to it, and we tested it, right? And we tested it, and we tested it, and we tested it, and we tested it, and boom. You had that big rally. And we came down and tested it again and took off again. So when I show this stuff to you guys and I tell you that it's going to come back in the future, it does come back in the future. And that's one of the greatest ways that you can use this stuff, is to recognize that this is an area that the big boys or the big money has deemed to be important. And once you know that you need to look for that specific area in the future. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if in the not too distant future we don't come back down there. And if we do come back down there, which is right down here at 90 to 84, right? 90 to 84. We do come back down there and we bounce, or we stay within that and we don't break by much, you're going to take off again. Or if we break down through it and then we come back up and we test inside it, what do I tell you about retests? Retests are awesome. You can make a lot of money on retests. And you've got extra credence and less risk because it's retested. So if it retests and it reverses, that it's got a high probability it's going to go in that direction. But we have not had another zone like this since that land of confusion, or that LOC that we had, that currently remains working. So keep an eye out for that, because it will come back into play again in the future. So that's all I really wanted to touch on. It's important that you guys see that and you understand it. And you understand it fully, because it's a great tool and it can make you a lot of money. So once again, just to quickly go back to where it occurred so I can show you exactly where the bar is and what constitutes that LOC. Let me quickly get back to it here. Should be coming up here soon. So it's formed by a short bar like this. And you had 5 out of 7 that were, you need green and red with it, okay? Otherwise, if it's all red or it's all green, that's not confusion. That's conviction. So you want to look for that land of confusion bar, as I call it. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to touch on. Video went a little over how long I wanted it to be, but I hope you guys get the gist of that. If you got any questions, drop me a line. All right, later.